world today is becoming a more frightening place. And as Al Gore famously said about the environment, we are the enemy, just as we have only ourselves as allies. There is overpopulation on the planet, poverty is widespread, pollution is getting worse, global warming is becoming a serious threat, and so is deforestation, which is causing biodiversity loss. On top of this, people consume natural resources in a wasteful manner and create excessive garbage, which has to be disposed of somewhere. So, in order to make the right ecological or green decisions, what do people have to do? Well, one area is to explore what crops to farm that are high-yielding and also not too damaging to the environment. One crop that falls into the edible oils and fats category and can also be used as a biofuel is palm oil. One of the most critical issues facing the oil palm industry is the alarming rate of deforestation in Southeast Asia, which is home to many unique species of animals and some of the oldest rainforests in the world. After the extremely valuable timber is removed, the remaining cleared forest is normally burnt, as it's the cheapest option, and this in turn releases massive amounts of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. These practices still continue unabated today and go largely unchecked in Sarawak and Kalimantan on the island of Borneo and Sumatra. What impact has palm oil had on the planet? And who is to be trusted on whether this is a good or a bad crop, both in terms of biodiversity, as a food source, and as a possible biofuel? The oil palm is unique, as it creates two different oils. First, there is the palm oil that comes from the flesh of the fruit, and second, the palm kernel oil, which comes from the kernel that is inside the seed of the fruit. This leads on to the next important question. Is palm oil actually good for you? Many people believe it's poisonous and have no idea how much of it they actually consume on a daily basis. Worldwide, humans consume about 160 million tons of vegetable oils and fats per year, of which palm oil makes up roughly a quarter, and therefore it can be found in thousands of products. On today's supermarket shelves, palm oil can be found in roughly 1 out of every 10 products. It is clear that the cultivation of oil palms over the last century has brought an enormous rise in wealth, both to the respective countries as a whole and to the rural poor in particular. The major problem confronting oil palms is that they grow best where tropical rainforests also grow, and this happens to be in one of the most biologically rich regions of the planet. These rainforests, which are home to several iconic species, are being destroyed. And in the public eye, this is a major problem for the oil palm industry.
Greenpeace put Indonesia in the Guinness Book of Records, the country with the faster rate of deforestation in the world. The rate of deforestation what we are using is the 1.8 million hectare per year. And that's similar, more or less similar with the 6 football field per minute.
Is there a solution to this? Maybe. Some governments and scientists want people to switch over to renewable and sustainable sources of energy, such as biofuels. As mentioned earlier, palm oil can also be used as a biodiesel. However, the biofuels industry is still relatively new and research is ongoing. But people will require other sources of fuel as the planet's demand for energy is enormous.
This industry is here, it has to be supported, and if we can do it in a sensible way, that will be good for all.
There is no choice in this matter. So from an ecological point of view, the world must explore what are the most efficient oil-bearing crops and what is their carbon capture.
The environment is important, 100% sure. As a father of 3 kids, I think there is nothing else to look at. What do we leave for our next generation?
One thing is quite certain. The demand for vegetable oils will continue to rise, even though the planet cannot sustain more deforestation and the clearing of tropical rainforests across the biodiverse regions of the world. The planet is coming to a crossroads on many environmental and ecological issues, and palm oil is one industry that is currently in the spotlight. Its supporters claim that palm oil is part of the solution, while its critics maintain that it's part of the problem.